Okay, so let's do a little look at let's do Justin Trudeau. Is he corrupt or not? Saying that he is one thing, especially if you don't like him. But him proving it is another. So, Justin Trudeau. Because there are a lot of people in Canada who are furious with you because there were some promises you didn't keep. And me, for instance, this is what I was saying about Avenatti. Like being so drawn to a person that you can't see their faults. And that's where I am, personally speaking. Like, I loved Justin Trudeau when he first got elected. I loved his relationship with Obama. Like, the world, at least at the northern hemisphere, just seemed like it made a little more sense with them two. They had a bromance. It was cute. You know what I mean? I liked him. And when this SNC Llewellyn thing came out, is when I was like, okay, should I really pour over all the things that he has done and not done? And I was like, I don't really want to, because I don't want to know. It's kind of like, there are celebrities that I like, and when I see them do interviews, like serious interviews, not just, you know, late night talk show, pre-scripted interviews, but like Barbara Walter type interviews, I don't watch them because I don't want to hear something that's going to make me hate them. Because, for instance, there was one, and speaking of which, there is one, I don't really care for the show he was on, but I like him personally. Well, he's Canadian, and so he's on a radio show, and says that it's surprising what Americans don't know. And yes, that is true. It is surprising what we don't know, especially about our own country. But he said it in a way that made me feel as though, and he did say it this way, because he told the whole story. I'm just taking that one little piece. He told the whole story about how he was trying to correct some Americans because, you know, they were being less than smart. And he said it's surprising what they don't know. And I was just offended by the whole what they don't know thing because, you know, I was in my feelings at the time. And so now I can't watch anything that he's on because that's how I roll. I can't separate art from the artist. So I'm shuffling more because these are new and they won't spread. Like I'm trying to do the whole thing and they just move. So I knocked them with energy. Now they're mine. Corrupt or not, Two of Cups. I think well, yeah, I'll say it. What's not corrupt, but what needs a magnifying glass is your alliances. Are you serving the people of Canada, or are you serving your personal interest? Ten of Swords. Interesting. What and why? Why would you get a Ten of Swords? Betrayal. Revenge and defeat. Let's keep going. I really don't like doing this. I'm just blocked at this guy. I really am. Nine of Swords, worry and stress. King of Cups. I forget what his sign is. Seven of Pentacles. He's worried about the fall. I believe October 21st is the Canada elections. So he is worried. Worried now anyway. I think going forward he's going to have more of a plan of action. But currently he is worried. Eight of Pentacles. So his, like I said, his alliances need questioning. This is his work card. His alliances need questioning. In his sphere is the Knight of Pentacles. Now usually that's a really good card. It's about slow, methodical movement. You know, slow and steady wins the race. In your hopes. Three of Cups. Celebration. He's sort of consumed right now with the elections, and it's just April, but I guess no time like the present to think about the future. King of Pentacles is in your environment. And the background is the Ace of Cups. Now I notice every time I get a court card, I get a relationship card. So like I said, what needs examining is his alliances. We get Two of Cups and then the betrayal. So whoever you're bonded with, that's where your betrayal may lie. Next we get the King of Cups and then work. Then we get the Knight of Coins and then celebration. Then we get the King of Coins and then emotional energy. So it's always somebody he's connected with. Your word of warning is the Seven of Swords. Don't be sneaky. The hand from the shadow grabbing all it can. This is you. Kind of like, you didn't see that. That's what you're doing. Your alliances. Wheel of Fortune. It's your word of solace. You are a person who has good luck. You will remain a person with good luck. Not always have good outcomes, but you will have a good life. Either way. Graphically, my favorite card I've ever seen, but there's the Moon. Mystery. The unknown. In the dark. That which in the dark always comes to the light. Always. His alliances. Yeah. What's around the mystery? Your partnerships. Your ebbs and your flows and your compromises. Your compromises. What you're willing to do to get ahead. This is why the people running against you should fear you a little more than they do. Is he corrupt? I'm not going to say he's corrupt, but he's not forthcoming either. Because there are people he knows that you don't know that he knows. There are people he do dealings with that you don't know he does dealings with. He has people in his back pocket, and he is in other people's back pocket, where they can call in favors of the Prime Minister. Is it the Prime Minister? Is that what they go? Yes. Of Canada. So, how do you correct such behavior? You can expose it, but then what? They all do this. Like, I don't want him to be this person. But I guess when you're in politics, even Obama probably had secret, or I'm sure he did, secret connections to all kinds of different people. So, I don't know. He just bothers me. So, we did that. So you and, I'm going to call her Rachel Notley. It's not Rachel Notley. It is Jody Wilson Raybould. Jody Wilson Raybould. How are you feeling right now? You know what? I need his birthday. I will look it up. Because if he comes up in her reading, I need to know what his sign is. Justin Trudeau. December 25th. Really? What is that, Capricorn? It is Capricorn. And my mother was the 26th. That's how I remember that. Okay. 47. Liberal Party of Canada. Born to Pierre Trudeau and Marguerite Trudeau. Boy, the internet got all your business, don't it? University of British Columbia. But anyway, Jody Wilson Raybould. March 23rd. Aries by Western Zodiac. So, Jody Wilson Raybould. Queen of Cups. Who is that to you? Three of Swords. Well, let me look at the Queen of Cups, because even though you are a fire sign, the court cards are not always people. Sometimes they're just characteristics. Compassionate, beautiful, psychic, vain, overly emotional, spiteful. So she could be feeling hurt right now because the Three of Swords has come up. This is a card of betrayal and heartbreak. She did resign, I believe. She told him to do, or he told her to do one thing, and she was like, no, I do believe I need to do another thing. And so breakdown in communication caused her to walk out. So, Queen of Wands, there she is. Now, who is this? Who would the Queen of Cups be? That's a water sign woman. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Who would that be? Don't know. Trying to say there's somebody else around her. There's the High Priestess, so she is still enveloped in secret. Not secret as in she has secrets, but this whole thing is, I mean, it's out, but it's not. The entire picture has not been painted, believe it or not. The Empress, she has moved on to something else, something new, or she will. There's something else that is starting. She also feels as though this would have been the catalyst to other things that were a bit unscrupulous. She felt as though if she did this, she would, one, compromise her own ethics, and then this would basically put her in a position to where she was always going to be leaned on to do something, you know, less ethical. The Judgment around the secrets. So that is what's really bothering her is the most. Not so much him being the person that did it, like some sort of personal thing. It's more along the lines of, you asked me to question and compromise my ethics. Like, for instance, I was at work. This was a long time ago, but I was at work. I was cashier. So I was cashiering. And this person in the line, there's nobody else in line but them, asked me if I knew a person who wanted to buy Loratabs. Loratabs is a pain medicine. And I said, no, I don't know anybody. And they said, okay. And then they bought their 99-cent whatever and went on their way. And I thought to myself, I'm a little offended that you thought that I was the type of person that knew somebody who wanted to buy pain medicine off somebody off the street. Like, what is it about me that gave you the impression that I am the person who knows someone who wants to buy pain medicine off someone off the darn street? So this is where she is why did you think I was going to go along with this? You're asking me to compromise my ethics. So there is some judgment around this secret. There is some... She did not want to start becoming someone she didn't recognize. Someone that if she looked in the mirror, she had no idea who she was. Her fear is her victory. Being able to move forward and move on. Especially from this situation. Now she comes out better publicly, but does she come out better politically? It's a whole different thing. Her hopes is the Nine of Pentacles, so she wants the security and the stability. So these cards go in tandem. Her fear is the victory moving on. Her hopes is the security and stability. In the environment, the Magician. In the behind the scenes in the environment is the Six of Coins. So the Magician is the card of manifestation. They wanted her to basically cast these tricks of these people not facing the law appropriately, or how she deemed it to be appropriate. And once information started to share, then it became more apparent that this is more of a nefarious thing. You know, something a little less scrupulous. I don't think it was illegal, it was just not ethical. Your word of warning Interesting. The moon. The moon is revealing secrets, revealing things that are in the dark. Here's your secrets and your judgment. But it's warning you that the more you say, the more that this goes one way or the other. Either you're going to have security, or you're not going to have victory and you're going to be stagnant. And in that case, then Trudeau, I would say, would be behind you being blackballed. Word of solace is Nine of Cups. So you may get what you want after all. He may not try to stain your name all around Canada, but time will tell. Your outcome, though, is the Ten of Swords. Card of loss and betrayal. I think this is definitely a loss, so that is how she feels. She feels betrayed. Just like I said, how dare you ask me to do this? She feels betrayed. She doesn't feel compromised, like, okay, you put me in an uncomfortable position, because she was not in an uncomfortable position. Her position was cut and dry. She knew what she was going to do because she didn't want to be that person she couldn't recognize. She didn't want to start something new. So she knew what she was going to do. She was just more upset that he put her in that position, because now she feels betrayed because she thought she knew him. And then here you come, ask me something like this. Trudeau. No, she does not want to buy lower tabs.